I just got here.
You don't say.
Yeah, well, I guess you just
Well,
saw me
as
walk
you
in.
know, you're in a small town on Woodby Island that can be reached by ferry 3 times a day and nightly on weekends.
Yeah, I know.
As you can see, the Maidenhead, which is this restaurant, is a small place found on hard, honest labor. It's been in my family for 3 generations.
Tell me about the fire.
Well, Zach, as you know, this place nearly burned to the ground 20 years ago, and if it weren't for the quick thinking of townsfolk, it wouldn't be here today. They were so fast, my father didn't even wake up until after the flames were gone, and I didn't even know about the fire until the next morning. And we live in the floor right above it. That's what makes a small community like this one so special.
When are you open?
You should know, Julia, because you come here so often, that we're open from 7:30 to 9. There are hardly more than 5 people in here at a time, except during the annual 24-hour Christmas diner, during which we're packed from sunup to sunup. Now, on normal days, there are little crowds of regulars who all have their time. You seem to have caught most of the 10 o'clock crowd. 10's an odd time, but it's just right for these folks.
Thanks. I'll have a coffee?
Sure. The core items have remained the same since my grandfather opened this place in 1918. That's coffee, biscuits, oatmeal, and whatever fish I can catch. Now, over the years, there have been a few add-ons like tea and muffins, but the core items are still the most popular.
Well, if you must know, I've just graduated from a small college in the Midwest, and finding a real job seemed daunting, so I decided to apply for a grant to come out here and work on a book. It's sort of a history, sort of a novel, but mostly nothing right now. I always write in the Maidenhead because I like the atmosphere, and Eric never hurries me up. It's nice to find someplace welcoming as I'm far from home. I grew up in New Hampshire and have been hopping westward since 18. I live in the room above the tackle shop, which is odd because I can't fish. Eric tries to teach me. In fact, we go about once a week, but I'm really hopeless. Isn't that right, Eric?
Julia, you are the worst fisherwoman I've ever met, as I always say.
Right, so I can't fish, but I like to try. I'm having a bit of writer's block and should probably meet someone new because this town has a way of gently prodding you into its routine.
Julia's been in the habit of writing letters to no one and leaving them in bottles. Here, this one washed up on the beach where I walk. She's just another kid trying to find a sense of self and hopelessly thinking she needs to be away from home to do so. But she has had some issues, and it hurts to be so far away.
Had to wait for a convenient moment.
So you're trying to teach Julia to fish?
Julia, how's the fishing going?
Well, you know I'm the worst.
Well, as you know, we fish once a week. I have faith that you'll learn and that I can teach you. See, I'm a true islander. Lived here all my life. My sister moved to Denver, and I stayed here to take over here at the Maidenhead. Been working here since I was 15, owned the place since I was 23. That's when my father kicked the bucket.
Oh, I'm so...
I love this town. Always have. No one tries to get you to do anything. You can be yourself, and everyone knows you, or at least they will before closing if you're lucky. Now, I'm here every day from opening to closing, which, as you know, is 7:30 to 9. But I'm not here on Saturdays, and I usually leave the island. You know, as great as it is here, sometimes you just gotta get away. Helps you stay.
Coffee's good.
Yeah, it's been one of our core items since the start. Always been popular.
Eric's a homosexual, but no one in town knows it. He was talking to his sister on the phone in the back room. I think that's where he goes on Saturdays, out to Seattle to live the way he can't live here. A few of the townspeople have begun to notice that he hasn't had a girlfriend, but it's quieted down a bit since the fishing started. Probably why they go out there. He worries about not being able to keep the Maidenhead in the family, but he's begun to think of the whole town as his family. After all, we are where we come from.
What's good, Eric?
Well, as you know, the menu's the same as it was yesterday, and it hasn't changed since I introduced scones 4 months ago. What do you have?
I think you know Eric will have a blueberry scone, same as I do every day.
No, but I think we're about to.
Look at you, look at you. You already know me, don't you? Well, I'm kind of a slut. I'm a classic case of a good girl who doesn't turn out the same way. I was devoted to gymnastics as a child, but it started to bore me a lot. I just felt empty. And the only thing that could fill me was, of course, painting. That slowly lost its luster as well. By this time, I was well into high school, and after I did my first nude, I figured out what I wanted. I wanted to delve deeper into ancient Greece. They had a real appreciation for the body, but I soon forgot all about painting. There was always something so beautiful about the polis, true community living, and I've been trying to figure out what it is. I grew up in North Dakota, you see, and while you'd expect community, we were too far apart for any of that. So I guess that's what I'm doing here, trying to find my next thing. I tried these city girls are in college. Went to NYU and thought big city living was for me, but I think a small town suits me better. The women here are excellent bakers.
Let's go back to the part about you being a slut.
Well, as you know, I'm a classic
No.
case.
No. What about, like, boys and stuff? Girls?
What? Oh! Not that kind of slut! I'm more of an intellectual slut. I mean, sure, I've had a few boyfriends here or there. Maybe one or two that were serious, but I'm not easy. In fact, right now I want to get married. Even though I'm only 24. Fine, I'm 28. Is there nothing you don't want to know?
Oh, you forgot. Great Jesus! Aren't you supposed to come clean?
I
or
don't
whatever?
come to clean, dear. Well,
Well, isn't there something you can tell me about? Never mind. Who's she talking to?
why don't you just ask him?
How?
What do you think she left this for? Either way, Cynthia left out a few things, like her summer of magazine internshipping, her work as a children's entertainer, and her inability to go home for fear she'll end up where she started. She's been running herself in circles, but pretty soon she'll spiral back to her origins, but oh, how she fights it. I read her diary.
Hold on. As I know, you're Zach, but I don't know much beyond that, and I'm sure Cynthia here would like to hear about you.
Well, Cynthia, as you know, I'm an old sea dog, would-be born and bred. In my 20s, I tried out the life of a traveling salesman and went all over the country. Once I got too far inland, though, I began to miss the old sea and figured I might as well come back here. Been here ever since. Fishing, working harbor, anything to be on the water. Lost my Marianne to the cancer 3 years ago. Been living alone since. Come in here every day to drink tea and look out the window.
Not too much hidden there. Townspeople still bring him food, and Eric never charges him for tea. Keeps to himself mostly, just a quiet old man.
If there's anything I do not already know, please speak now.
I always manage to be here
Hold
on time.
on! One at a time, please.
I always manage to be here on time.
Even when he disappears for a night.
My writer's block is self-imposed.
Doesn't want to face potential failure. Too afraid still.
I never wear heels. Fine, I want kids.
But she's afraid she won't love them.
One day, a little girl and her mother walked by that window and waved. I've been hoping they'll come back by here because I made a little doll for her and I want to give it to her.
His daughter drowned when she was 4.
Well, that was tedious.
Yeah, it really throws everything when you have to explain these things over and over again.
Keeps me busy.
What time is it?
10:15. We haven't even begun the plot yet.
Please.
funny how unfamiliar a place can become.
Well, Eric, it's almost 9 o'clock, and as I know, that's just about closing time here at the Maidenhead.
Philip, you're almost right about that. In fact, normally you would be right about that. You finished your drink, everyone's left. Seems like the show here is pretty much over.
Yeah, so I guess
But tonight, here at the Maidenhead, which as you know,
is a family
is
restaurant.
Grab Bag Theater Night.
Marge?
There's some local talent on this island, nothing special.
What's on tonight, Eric?
I'll take whoever I can get.
And he never gets much.
Tease up?
You know me too well, Cynthia.